While characters like Thor and Zeus are obviously considered gods, the status of characters like the Eternals is more complicated. Today on Movie Recap Pro, let's take a closer look at which characters in the MCU have actually ascended to godhood. It's not just about power. Gods aren't just extremely powerful beings. They're also worshipped by mortals. Join me, your name, as we explore this topic. While Odin told Thor and Loki in the past that they weren't gods, this is more about how they're still vulnerable despite their godhood. In reality, members of the Asgardian pantheon, such as Odin, Thor, Loki, Hela, and even Loki's real father, the ice giant Laufey, are considered gods. The same is true for members of the Greek pantheon, such as Zeus and Ares. Meanwhile, the panther god of Wakanda, Bast, actually belongs to the Egyptian Ennead pantheon, which also includes gods like Khonshu and Ammit from Moon Knight. Even the beings that Gore killed in Love and Thunder, such as Oki and King Sequoia, are technically considered gods. And again, it's not just because these beings are much more powerful compared to most metahumans. They're also either worshipped by their own followers, have dominion over some element or aspect of life, or have committed godlike actions. This is where things get complicated. Gods are both born and made in the MCU. Loki was mainly considered a minor god until he made his godhood undisputable in the finale of Loki Season 2. However, cases like the Eternals are more complex. While the Eternal Athena has worshippers, she only inspired Athena and is not actually the Greek goddess herself. Similarly, Circe is technically not a god, but after she completely transmuted the celestial Tiamat into an adamantium source, it's hard to dispute those who may worship her as a new goddess. Similarly, although Captain Marvel is technically not a god, some already worship her as such, and some from the Kree homeworld of Hala may even see Carol as some kind of vengeful goddess of justice. Speaking of which, the Scarlet Witch was prophesied to be the god who would either rule over Earth or destroy the multiverse, though she never fully ascended to either role. So, although gods may be born into their pantheon for certain purposes, it's not uncommon for superpowered individuals to carve their own destinies as gods, or for minor gods to climb up the ranks. However, some gods are more undisputable and permanent than others, and typically, these are the oldest and most powerful beings in the MCU. If the MCU Zeus is anything like his comic book counterpart, he belongs in this category reserved for those who've existed before or around the dawn of life itself. Celestials like Arishem and Tiamat belong in this category too, and so does Dormammu, the ruler of the Dark Dimension. Most recently, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, confirmed that Rio Vidal is actually the MCU's version of death, an anthropomorphized expression of the primordial concept. And when Avengers: Secret Wars comes along, the MCU could soon be joined by the Beyonders, who were created by the Celestials to look after the multiverse, an infinite cycle of creation and destruction. Arguably, beings like Zeus, Dormammu, Arishem, and Death are the real gods of the MCU, both in terms of raw power and age. Which other gods do you think are coming to the MCU next? Tell us in the comments, and keep watching Movie Recap Pro.